And for your courtesy as well as everyone else's, could you please turn off your cell phones and hopefully enjoy the show. Have a good night.
Hey, Stella!
Don't holler at me like that.
Yeah, catch.
What?
Me.
Where are you headed?
Bowling.
Can I join?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be along in a minute.
All right.
Hi, Guinness.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Oh, could you tell Steve to get him a po' boy sandwich? Because there's nothing left in here.
Of course.
Well, I'm standing through it. You watch now.
Catch me.
Oh, what's the matter, honey? Are you lost?
They told me to take a streetcar named Desire, ride 6 blocks, and transfer to one called Cemetery, then get off at Elysian Fields.
Oh, well, that's where you're at now.
Elysian Fields?
Well, this here is Elysian Fields.
They must not have understood what number I wanted.
Oh, what number are you looking for?
632.
Well, honey, you don't have to look no further.
I'm looking for my sister, Miss Stella Dubois, Mrs. Stanley Kowalski.
That's the party. You just didn't miss her, though.
This can be her home.
Oh, well, she's got the downstairs and I've got the up.
Oh, she's out?
You notice that bowling alley around the corner?
I'm not sure I did.
Oh, well, that's where she's at now, watching her husband bowl. If you'd like, you can leave your suitcase here and go find her.
Oh, no.
I'll go tell her she comes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She wasn't expecting you?
No, not today.
Well, if you'd like, you can leave your suitcase and go and leave yourself at home until they get back.
Well, how could I do that?
Well, I own this place, so I can let you in. It's a mess right now, but when it's cleaned up, it looks real sweet.
Does it?
Uh-huh, I think so.
Well, thanks for letting me in.
Por nada, as the Mexicans say. Por nada. Stella spoke of you.
Yes?
She said you taught school?
Yes.
And you're from Mississippi?
Yes.
She showed me a picture of your home place, the plantation.
Bellery?
Uh-huh. Great big place with white columns.
Yes.
It sure must be a job to keep up with a place like that.
If you'll excuse me, I'm just about to draw.
Well, sure, honey. Why don't you have a seat?
What I meant was, I'd like to be left alone.
Well, I don't need all the bricks to fall on me.
Well, I didn't mean to be rude, but...
That's all right. I'll go to the battle alley and I'll hustle her up.
Gotta keep a hold of myself.
Blanche, Blanche.
Stella! Oh, Stella, superstar! Oh, it's so good to see you. Let me get a look at you. Oh, but don't you look at me. Not until I have bathed and rested. And would you turn this overlight off? Would you go turn it off? I would not be looked at in this merciless glare. Now come back here. Come back here, my baby. Oh, Stella. Oh, I thought you would never come back to this horrible place. I meant to be nice about it and say what a convenient location and such. Oh, little lamb, you haven't said a word to me.
Well, you haven't given me a chance to.
Well, now you talk. Open that pretty little mouth of yours and talk while I look around for some liquor. Now, I know you must have some in here somewhere, but where, I wonder?
Now, Blanche, let me pour the drinks.
All right, all right. Now, no soda, honey.
Well, where is Stanley? He's bowling. Him and his friends are having a tournament. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'll try the soda.
No, just water, baby. Chase it.
All right.
travels. Now, would you sit down and explain this place to me? I mean, what on earth are you doing in a place like this? Why not even... I'm not going to be hypocritical, but I am going to be honestly critical, because not even Edgar Allan Poe could describe this. I mean, out there must be the haunted ghoulins of Weir.
Honey, those are the M&M tracks. And it's New Orleans, isn't that bad?
Well, honey, this has got nothing to do with New Orleans. I mean, that's like saying that... Sorry, the subject is closed.
Thank you.
You're all I've got in this world, and you're not happy to see me?
Now, Blanche, you know that's not true.
No?
No.
I've forgotten how quiet you are.
Well, I've just gotten in the habit of it. You never really did give me a chance to speak much.
That's a good habit to get into. You, didn't ask me how I managed to leave the school before the spring term ended.
I figured you would offer that information when you were ready.
You thought I'd been fired?
No. Resigned, maybe.
I was so upset about everything I'd been through that my nerves just broke. I was on the verge of lunacy almost. So Mr. Graves is the high school superintendent. He suggested I take a leave of absence, and I couldn't fit all that in the wire. Woo! Oh, this buzzes through me. It feels so good.
Would you like some more?
Oh, no, one's my limit.
All right. Are you sure?
Now, you haven't said a word about my appearance.
Blanche, you're looking lovely.
What nonsense. Daylight never exposed such total rumors. But you put on some weight, yes? Why, you are just as plump as a little partridge, and it is so becoming of you.
Now, Blanche.
It is, or I wouldn't say so. You just have to watch a little around the hips. Now stand up.
Blanche.
Well, I said stand up. Oh, you silly little thing. You spilled something on your pretty lace collar. Oh, and about your hair. Oh, you ought to have it cut in a feather bob with your dainty features. And let me see. Stella, you have a maid, don't you?
No, with only 2 rooms.
Two rooms?
Yes, this one
And the other one?
yes.
I'm just gonna have a little nip more just to put the sauger on, so to speak. Then put the bottle away. Put it away so I won't be tempted. Now, I want you to take a look at my feature. Why, I haven't gained an ounce in 10 years. Not since the summer that you left. The summer that Dad died and you left.
That's amazing, Blanche.
Stella, there's only 2 rooms. Why, I don't see where you're gonna put me.
We're gonna put you right over here.
What kind of bed is that? One of those collapsible things?
Well, how do you like it?
It's wonderful, honey. I don't like a bed that gives much. But just those curtains between the rooms. And Stanley, will it be decent?
Well, Stanley's Polish, you know.
Oh, yes, that's something like Irish, isn't it?
Something.
I brought some nice clothes to meet all your lovely friends in.
I'm afraid you won't think they're lovely.
What are they like?
They're Stanley's friends.
Polacks?
They're a mixed lot.
Heterogeneous types?
Types is right.
Well, just the same, I brought some nice clothes and I'm going to wear them. Now, I know you want me to say that I'll put up in a hotel, but I'm not going to put up in a hotel, Stella. I got to be near you. I need to be with people. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not very well.
I noticed you seemed overwrought, nervous, or something.
Will Stanley like me, or will I just be one of those visiting relations? Well, I couldn't stand that, Stella.
You and Stanley will get along just fine if you don't compare him to the gentleman we used to go out with back home.
Is he so different?
He's a different species.
In what way? What's he like?
Oh, you can't describe someone you're in love with.
Can I see a picture?
Oh, of course.
Oh, an officer.
Yes, Master Sergeant in the Engineer Corps.
He must have had those decorations on when you met him.
Now, I assure you, I wasn't dazzled by all the brass, but there were a few things I had to get used to.
Such as his civilian background.
Yes.
Stella, I haven't asked you some of the things you probably thought that I would ask you, so I expect you to be understanding about what it is I have to tell you.
What, Blanche?
Don't reproach me. I know you're bound to reproach me, but please take into consideration that you left. You came to New Orleans and made a life for yourself, and I stayed in Belle Reve and tried to hold it together. I'm not meaning this in a reproachful way, but all the burden descended on my shoulders.
You know the best I could do was make a living for myself.
I know, but you have to understand that I stayed in Belle Reve and fought for it, bled for it, almost died for it.
Bled, died? Blanche, what happened?
I knew you would, Stella. I knew you would take this attitude about it.
Blanche!
About the loss. The loss of...
Belle Reve? It's lost?
Yes, Stella.
What happened?
You are a fine one to ask me how it went.
Blanche!
And you're a fine one to stand there accusing me of it.
Blanche!
I took the blows on my face and my body. All those deaths, that long parade to the graveyard. Father, Mother, Margaret, that dreadful way, so big with it that she couldn't be put in a casket, but had to be burned like rubbish. You only came in time for the funerals, and funerals are pretty compared to deaths. Funerals are quiet, but deaths, not always. Sometimes their breathing gets hoarse. Sometimes it rattles. Sometimes they call out into the night, "Please, don't let me go." Even the old sometimes say, "Don't let me go." As if there was something you could do to stop it. Funerals are quiet, with pretty flowers, and oh, what lovely boxes they pack them away into. Unless you were there by their bedside when they were calling out, "Hold me," you never suspected that there was the struggle for breath and the bleeding. That you couldn't dream. But I saw. And now you sit there, accusing me of the eye with your eyes and let the place go. Death is expensive, Miss Stella. And right after Margaret, old Cousin Jessie, hers. Well, the Grim Reaper had set his tent on our doorstep. Honey, Belle Reve was his headquarters. And which of them left us a fortune? Which of them left us a cent of insurance even? Only poor Cousin Jessie. 100 to pay for her coffin. And that was all. And me with my pitiful salary at the school. Honey, that's how I let it slip through my fingers. So yes, sit there accusing me of letting the place go. I let the place go. But where were you? In bed with your polo.
Now, Blanche, be still.
Where are you going?
I'm going to wash my face.
Stella, you're crying.
What did you expect?
Well, I didn't mean to.
Is that how we got it?
Sure, that's how we got it. Hit the old weatherbird for $300 on a 6-number ticket.
Don't tell him those things. He'll believe it.
Oh, wait, Mitch, wait up. Hey, we playing poker tomorrow?
Yeah, Mitch's.
What? Not at my place. My mother's still sick.
Fine, my place. You're bringing the beer.
Night all.
Break it up down there. I made the spaghetti dinner and I ate a mouthful.
I told you and phoned you we was playing Jack's Beer.
You never phoned me once.
Told you at breakfast. Phoned you at lunch.
Never mind. Why don't you just get yourself home once in a while?
God damn it, you want on the newspaper?
You must be Stanley. I'm Blanche.
Oh, Stella's sister.
Yes.
Oh, she didn't say you were coming into town. Where is the little woman?
Well, she's in the bathroom.
Oh. Where are you from, Blanche?
Well, I'm from Laurel.
Laurel. Oh yeah, Laurel, it's not my territory. Liquor goes fast in the hot weather. You, want a shot?
Oh, no, I rarely touch it.
Well, some people rarely touch it, but it touches them often. My shirt's sticking me. Mind if I make myself comfortable?
Oh, please do.
Good. Be comfortable. That's the motto where I come from.
Oh, it's mine too. It's hard to stay looking fresh in the hot summer. I mean, I haven't bathed or powdered, and here you are.
It's easy to catch a cold when you sit around and damp things. Especially exercising hard like bowling. Stella said you were an English teacher?
Yes.
Never was a very good English student. So how long are you here for, Blanche?
Well, I'm not quite sure yet.
You fixing the shack up here?
I thought I would if it's not inconvenient to you at all.
Good.
Traveling wears me out.
We'll take it easy. The mountain cat. Hey, Stella!
Yes, Stanley?
You falling in there? Really gonna find me to be a bit of the unrefined type there, Blanche.
Yes, when I was quite young. The boy died. Look at what he said.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, hi, Stanley.
So, these monkey doings over here?
Oh, well, Blanche and I are going to Galatoire's tonight and then out to the quarters since it's a poker game.
Oh. Well, what about my supper? I'm not going to Galatoire's for supper.
Oh, I put you a cold plate on us.
Well?
And be sure to say something nice about Blanche when she gets out of the shower.
Who's an actress dandy?
And, well, you saw her last night. I mean, she was just so nervous with the loss and just...
What?
Yes, we lost Belle. And be sure to say something nice about her dress. It's always been Blanche's little weakness, her fashion.
Yeah, so?
And we're going to need some money since, you know, we're going out tonight. And then,
Yeah, just keep in mind dealing with Sister Blanche.
well, you saw her. Be sure she's sensitive.
Well, let's get back to that detail where you said the place was disposed of.
Oh, yes. What do you want to know?
But she didn't show you no bill of sale or nothing like that?
No, there weren't any papers.
What was it then? Give away to charity?
No, it was lost.
Where's the money if the place was sold?
It wasn't sold. It was lost.
No, listen, Stella. Have you ever heard of the Napoleonic Code?
No, I have not heard of the Napoleonic
Well,
Code.
let me educate you then. In the state of Louisiana, we have here what's known as the Napoleonic Code, according to which what belongs to the wife belongs to the husband, and vice versa. For instance, let's say I had a piece of property, or you had a piece of property.
Oh, Stanley, my head is swimming.
Fine. You can wait till she's through, soaking in a hot tub, then I'll ask if she's acquainted with the Napoleonic Code. Looks like you got swindled here, babe. When you get swindled in the Napoleonic Code, I get swindled, and I don't like getting swindled.
Do you know how horrid you sounded thinking anyone in my family could perpetrate a swindle on someone?
The place got sold. Where's the cash?
It wasn't sold. It was lost. It had to be sacrificed to something.
Would you open your eyes to this stuff here?
Stanley, what do you think you're doing? She'll see you.
This solid gold dress, I believe?
Stanley.
These feathers here. Sister, come here to paint herself with these? This says furs, bushy brown ones, half a mile long. What are your fur pieces, Stella?
These are inexpensive summer furs she got a long time ago.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Listen, I've got an acquaintance who deals in this sort of merchandise. He's going to make an appraisal of that.
Do you know how horrid and stupid you're sounding right now?
Oh, what have we here? This is a treasure chest for a pirate? What is your sister, a deep-sea diver? Look, gold bracelets, look at all of them. Ropes of pearls, half a mile long. Where are your pearls and gold bracelets, Stella? Here's your plantation, or what's left of it right there.
Stanley Kowalski.
And what is this? Crown for Empress?
It's a rhinestone tiara she wore to a costume ball.
What is rhinestone?
It's next door to glass.
You kidding me?
No.
Listen, I've got an acquaintance who works in a jewelry store, Stella. He's going to make an appraisal of this, too.
Stanley, just stop it.
Kowalski's and Dubois got different notions.
Oh, thank God for that. I'm gonna head outside. Are you coming with me?
Since when do you give me orders?
Well, are you gonna stay in here and insult her?
You damn tootin'.
Hello, Stanley. Here I am, all freshly bathed and scented.
That's good.
Would you excuse me while I put on my pretty new dress?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Blanche.
I understand there's to be a poker game tonight to which we ladies are cordially uninvited.
That is most certainly right.
And where's Stella?
She's out on the porch. How are you enjoying New Orleans, Blanche?
It's certainly a very interesting area.
You're certainly a very interesting person.
Well, thank you. Now, I'm going to ask you for a favor in a moment.
Oh, what's that going to be, I wonder?
Well, would you tie up the bag? Come in. How do I look?
You look all right.
Many thanks. Now,
I can't do nothing with it.
you men and your clumsy fingers. Can I have a dry gear sip?
Take one of your own.
Many thanks. It, looks like my trunk exploded.
Oh, well, Stella and I were just helping you unpack.
You certainly did a fast and thorough job.
Looks like you raided some stylish shops in Paris there, Blanche.
Well, yes, clothes are my passion.
What's a string of fur pieces like that cost a girl?
These were gifts from admirers of mine.
You must have a lot of admiration.
In my youth, I excited quite a bit of admiration. Could you believe that I was ever once considered to be attractive?
Looks all right.
I was fishing for a compliment, Stanley.
I want to go in for that stuff.
What stuff?
Giving girls compliments for how they look. Now, I haven't met a dame here that didn't know how she looked without being told. As a matter of fact, some give themselves too much credit for what they don't got. I was with a girl one time who said to me, I am the glamorous type. She says, I am the glamorous type. I said, so what?
And what did she say to that?
Nothing. I shut up like a clam.
Did it end the romance?
It ended the conversation, we'll put it that way. Some men are taken in by all this hoity-toity Hollywood type stuff, and some men are not.
And, you belong to the second category.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I can't imagine any witch of a woman casting a spell over you.
That's right.
You're honest, simple, a bit on the primitive side. Why, to cast a spell over you, a woman would have to...
Lay all the cards out on the table.
Well, I never did care for wishy-washy people. That was when I saw you, I thought to myself, my sister has married a man. Of course, that was all I could tell about you at the moment.
How about cutting the Reebok, Blanche?
Whew.
Stanley, you come outside and let Blanche finish dressing.
I finished dressing, honey.
Well, then just come outside.
Your sister and I just having a talk.
Now, hold on a minute. Stella, would you do me a favor? Would you run down the street to that drugstore and give me a lemon coke with lots of chipped ice in it? Would Would you do that for me, please? Please?
Yes.
Thank you. That poor thing was out there listening to us, and I have a feeling she doesn't understand you nearly as well as I do. All right, then. What are your questions? I have nothing to hide. What is it?
In the state of Louisiana, we have here what's known as the Napoleonic Code, according to which what belongs to the wife belongs to the husband, and vice versa.
My, but you have an impressive judicial air.
This is what my wife's sister, I get ideas about you.
Such as what?
They're so dumb, you know what.
All right. Cards on the table. Now, I know I fib a good deal. After all, a woman's charm is 50% illusion. But when a thing is important, I tell the truth. And this is the truth. I have never cheated my sister, or you, or anyone else for as long as I have lived.
Where are the papers then? The suitcase?
Everything I own is in that suitcase. What are you doing? What is going on in the back of that little boy's mind of yours? Just let me do it. It'll be faster and simpler. I keep most of my papers in this tin box.
What are them underneath there?
Love letters? Yellow and with antiquity?
What are you looking at?
Give those back! The touch of your hand insults them!
Pull that stuff.
Now that you've touched them, I'll have to burn them!
What are they?
Holmes, the dead boy wrote, I hurt him the way you'd like to hurt me. But you can't because I'm not young and vulnerable anymore, but my young husband was, and never mind.
What do you mean saying you're gonna burn them now? What are you gonna do with those?
I just must have lost my head for a moment. Everyone has something that they won't let others touch due to their intimate nature. Ambler and Ambler.
What is Ambler and Ambler?
It's that firm that put loans on the place.
And it was lost on a mortgage.
That must have been what happened.
I don't want any ifs, ands, or buts about what happened. Where's the rest of them?
There are thousands of papers going across hundreds of years as our brothers and fathers and grandfathers sold off the place for their epic fornications, to put it plainly. That four-letter word deprived us of our plantation until all that was left was the house itself and about 20 acres of land, including a graveyard to which all but Stella and I have departed. So here, take them. Take all papers, peruse them, commit them to memory even, where I find it wonderfully fitting that Bellevue should end up this big pile of papers in your capable hands. Wonder if Stella's coming back with my lemon coke.
I've got me a lawyer acquaintance. He's gonna study these papers out.
We'll present them to him with a box of aspirin tablets.
Listen, Blanche, the Napoleonic Code, a man's gotta take interest in his wife's affairs. Listen, now she's gonna have a baby.
Baby? Stella's gonna have a baby? I didn't know she was gonna have a baby. Stella! Oh, Stella! Oh, it's all right. Everything's all right now that you're gonna have a baby. I'm sorry he did that to you. It's all right. He's just not the type that goes for furs and feathers, I suppose. But maybe he's just what we need to mix with our blood now that we've lost Bellevue. We thrashed it out a bit. I treated it like a joke and called him a little boy. I laughed and flirted. Yes, I was flirting with your husband. I think I hear the boys coming for the poker game. Which way do we go? This way? No, this way. Oh, the blind are leading the blind. Hot Stella, come on. Red hot.
What time is it?
The cow cares what time it is. He won't quit till he wins the pot. Anything wild in this deal?
Well, that Jack's wild.
How many cars did you take?
2.
Anyone want a shot?
Yeah, me.
Why don't someone go down to the Chinaman's and pick up some chop suey?
Keep it off the table. Ever I'm losing, you want to eat. All going to the table is cards, chips, and whiskey.
Kind of on your high horse, ain't you? Well, I ought to go home pretty soon.
Shut up.
I got a sick mother. She don't go to bed till I get in at night.
Why don't you stay home with her then?
She says to go out, so I go out. But I don't like it. All the while, I just wonder how she is.
Why don't you just go home with her then?
You were all married, but I'll be alone when she's gone. I'm going to the bathroom.
Hurry back. We'll fix you a sugar tip.
Oh, lay off.
What have you got?
I got a spade flush. All right, boys. This game is 7 cards stud. Well, this old farmer's out in the back of his house, laying down feed to the chickens, when all of a sudden he hears this loud cackle. And lickety split on the corner of the house comes this young hen, and this rooster gaining on it fast.
Did you deal the cards?
Well, when the rooster catches sight of the farmer laying down the feed, he puts on the brakes, lets the hen get away, and starts pecking at the feed. And the farmer says, Lord God, I hopes I never get to that hungry.
It looks like the boys are still at that poker game.
Do I look all right?
Yeah, you look fine.
Just wait till I fix my hair.
You're looking fresh as a daisy.
What nonsense.
Well, looks like you boys are still at it.
Wait a minute.
We went to a show after Galatori's. Blanche, this is Mr. Hubble and Mr. Gonzalez.
Fire. Please don't get up.
Don't worry, no one's getting up.
How much longer are you boys gonna play?
Until we get ready to quit.
Poker is so fascinating. Could I commit?
No, you could not.
Excuse me.
Stanley,
Why don't you go back up to Eunice's?
because it's nearly 2:30 in the morning, couldn't you call it a quiz after this hand? That is no fun. I hate it when he does that in front of people.
No, she doesn't.
Stella, I think I'll beg.
Again?
My nerves are in knots. Is the bathroom occupied?
I don't know.
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Blanche, this is Mitch. Mitch, this is my sister, Blanche Dubois.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Dubois?
Mitch, how's your mother doing?
Oh, about the same, thanks. She appreciates you sending over the custard the other day. Now, if you'll excuse me.
He seemed superior to the others.
He is.
There was something sensitive about him.
His mother's very ill.
Oh. Is he married?
No.
Is he a wolf?
No, I don't think he could be.
Well, what does he do?
He's on the precision bench at the plant Stanley travels for.
Is that something much?
No, Stanley's the only one of his legs going anywhere.
What makes you think Stanley will?
Well, look at him.
I've looked at him.
Well, then you know.
I'm sorry, but I hardly see the stamp of genius on Stanley's forehead.
It isn't genius and it isn't on his forehead.
And what is it and where, I would like to know.
It's a giraffe Stanley has.
I'm standing in the light.
Oh, and you should see their wives.
Oh, I can imagine big beefy things, I suppose.
You know the one upstairs?
Oh, that horror!
Well, wasn't it? The plastograph.
Did you even cut the cackling in there?
You can't hear us.
Well, you can hear me, and I said hush up.
This is my house too, and I can speak as loudly as I wish.
Stella, don't start a row.
Oh, he's half drunk. I'm gonna go wash up. I'll be out in a minute.
We'll turn that on in there.
Well, I did. Do you mind?
No, turn it off.
Ah, let the girls have the music.
It ain't all that bad, Stanley.
Sounds like Save Your Cougar.
Stanley,
I didn't hear you name it.
I named it. Didn't I name it, Mitch?
Huh? Oh, I wasn't listening.
What were you doing then?
He was looking through them drapes. Let's play cards and quit. These people get ants in their pants when they win. Sit down.
Deal me out. I'm going to the bathroom.
Sure. Got an answer now. 7 $5 bills folded up in his pocket, tight as spitballs.
Why, is he not the cashier's when they were changing them into quarters?
And then he'll deposit them one by one into his piggy bank.
All right, boys. This game is spit in the ocean.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh, the boys' room is occupied right now.
Oh. We've been drinking beer.
I hate beer.
It's a hot weather drink.
I don't think so. It always makes me warmer. Do you have any six?
Oh, yes.
What kind?
Lucky's.
Oh, good. What a pretty silver cake.
Yes, yes. Read the inscription.
Stand inscription. I can't quite make it out.
Oh, one sec.
And if God choose, I shall love thee better after death. That's from my favorite sonnet by Mrs. Browning.
You know it?
Well, I certainly do.
You know there's a story that goes with that inscription.
But it sounds like a romance.
It's a pretty sad one. The girl's dead now.
Oh,
She knew she was dying when she gave me this. She was a very strange girl. Very sweet. Very.
I'm sorry. She must have loved you very much. Sick people have such deep, sincere attachments.
That's right. They certainly do.
Sorrow makes for sincerity, I think.
It sure brings it down to most people.
The little there is in this world belongs to people who have felt some sorrow.
I believe you are correct about that.
I know I am. Show me a person who hasn't felt sorrow, and I'll show you a superficial person. I'm sorry, my tongue's a little thick. And you boys are responsible for it. Our show got out at 11, but we couldn't come home on account of the poker game, so we had to stop somewhere and have a drink. And one, I usually have one, and two is my limit, but three? Tonight I had three.
Mitch!
Deal me out. I'm talking to Miss
Dubois.
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 So, you are Stella's sister, are you not?
Yes, Stella's my precious baby sister. I call her that despite the fact that she's actually older than I am.
Oh.
Oh, not much. Less than a year.
Uh-huh.
Hey, could you do me a favor? I bought this adorable little lantern at a Chinese shop on Bourbon Street. Would you put it over the light bulb for me?
Be glad to. You are visiting Stanley and Stella?
Yes. Stella hasn't been too well lately, so I'm visiting here to help her out.
You're not...
Married? Oh, no, I'm just an old maid school teacher.
You may teach school, but you are certainly not an old maid.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your gallantry.
So do you teach grade school or high school?
Hey, Mitch!
Coming!
Gracious, what love power. I teach high school in Morin.
What do you teach? What subject?
You get it.
I bet you teach art or music. Of course, I could be wrong. You might teach arithmetic.
Never arithmetic, sir. Never arithmetic. Why? I don't even know the multiplication tables. No, I have the misfortune of being an English instructor. I attempt to instill a bunch of Bobby Soxers and drugstore Romeos with a reverence for Whitman and Hawthorne and Poe.
I guess that some of them are more interested in other things.
How very right you are. Well, their literary heritage is not the first thing on their list of importance. But they're sweet things, and in the spring it's touching to see them making their first discovery of love, as if no one's ever felt it before. Have you finished?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, let me turn on the radio. We've made enchantment.
Greaseball, you cheating!
I am not.
Did I tell you?
What?
Stanley, what are you doing with my radio?
Hell of a movie.
You rope from animal
Who do you think you're touching?
What are you doing?
I think the radio during my poker game. on, get out of here.
Stella, watch out, Jesus.
Easy, Stella.
You had hands on me. My sister's little baby.
This is terrible.
Absolutely.
Bring him in here, man.
There my sister's clothes. We can stay in that upstairs.
But where are the clothes?
Stella.
Barbara should not be playing in the house of women.
I don't want to go away.
Let me go. What happened? What happened?
Bring him up. What happened? You blew your top, that's what happened. Just put him on the bed and get him a wet towel.
Coffee's doing real good now.
How about some cold water?
Just put him under the shower and get him plenty of cold water.
Shower.
You don't deserve to live with nice women. And you don't know how to treat them. Barbara should not be playing in the house of women.
The hell, let's get the hell out of here.
Oh. Stella? Stella? Eunice! Eunice, is my girl up there with you? Now listen, I'm gonna keep calling until I talk to my baby. Stella? Stella!
You put that Howland down there and go back to bed.
Eunice, I want my girl down here with me!
She ain't coming down, so you quit, or you'll get the law on you.
Stella!
You can't beat her, the woman, and then call her back. And her can have a baby. She won't come.
Eunice!
I hope they do, Huggerman, and turn the fire hose on you the same as last time.
Stella!
You stinker, you whelp of a Pollock, you.
Stella! 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 Sorry. I'll never leave me again, babe. I'll never leave me again.
Miss Dubois. All quiet on the phone now?
She ran downstairs and went back in there with him.
Sure she did.
I'm terrified.
Don't be. They're crazy about each other.
I'm not used to such
It's a shame this had to happen when you just got here, but don't take it seriously.
violence. It's so...
Just sit down on the steps and have a cigarette.
I'm not properly dressed.
That don't make no difference on the quarter.
Such a pretty silver case.
Yes. I showed you the inscription, didn't I?
Yes. The world is so confusing. Thank you for being so kind. I need kindness now. Stella? Yeah? Oh, my baby sister. Is he gone?
Stanley? Yeah.
Will he be back?
He went to get the cockeries. Why?
Why? What? Stella, I have been half crazy. When you ran down there with him, I nearly chased him back in with you.
Blanche, will you sit down and stop yelling?
All right. I will sit down and I will repeat myself quietly. What were you thinking? What, you must have slept with him.
Blanche, I've forgotten how excitable you are.
Am I?
Yes, you shouldn't have had to see that, and I'm sorry, but
very ashamed of himself and was good as a lamb the rest of the evening.
That makes it all right.
No, nobody should have a row like that, but it happens sometimes.
Has he done something like this before?
Actually, on our wedding night, he took the heel of my slipper and ran around the room and smashed all the lights.
He did what?
He smashed all the lights with the heel of my slipper.
And you didn't run? You didn't scream?
No, I was sort of thrilled by it. Did you and Eunice have breakfast?
Do you think I wanted any breakfast?
Well, there's some coffee on the stove if you'd like some.
You're so matter-of-fact about it, Stella.
Stanley went and got the radio fixed. It didn't break. Only one tube smashed. It didn't land on the pavement.
And you standing there smiling.
What else do you want me to do?
I want you to pull yourself together and face the facts.
And what are they, in your opinion?
In my opinion, well, you're married to a madman.
No.
Yes. Yes, you are. And your fix is worse than mine is. Only you're not being sensible about it. I'm trying to do something and get a new life for myself, but you've given up, and that's not right. You're not old. You can get out.
What makes you think I'm in something I want to get out of?
Stella, what?
I said, what makes you think I'm in something I want to get out of? What? I must have went through 2 cases of beer last night. Look at this place.
And you're just gonna pass it off like a hobby. Like,
well, you have to get used to people's habits. I mean, just like mine is bridge movies. Stanley is his poker parties, and you know when beer's involved, it's always going to be a powder keg.
I don't understand you, Stella. I don't understand your indifference. Is this some Chinese philosophy you've cultivated?
Is what?
This running around mumbling one tube smash, meshed in the kitchen, beer bottles, as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Are you deliberately doing that right in front of me?
No.
I've got to think. We could just get a hold of some money.
Well, money's always a nice thing to have.
Now listen to me. I have an idea of some kind. Do you remember Shep Huntley?
No.
But of course you remember Shep Huntley. I wore his pin for a while. Well, I ran into him last Miami. And you know how I went to Miami for the Christmas holidays?
You did?
Well, yes. Yes, I went to Miami, thinking that I might meet someone with $1 million.
And did you?
Yes, I ran into Shep Huntley. I ran into him at Biscayne Boulevard about dusk, getting in the back of his Cadillac convertible. That must have been a block long.
That must have been inconvenient during traffic.
You've heard of oil wells?
Remotely.
But he has them all over Texas. Well, Texas is literally spouting gold in his pockets.
That must be convenient.
Now you know how indifferent I am towards money. Well, I think of it only in terms of what it does for people. But he could do it. He could certainly do it.
Do what?
Set us up in a shop somewhere.
What type of shop?
A shop of some kind. He could do it with half of what his wife spends at the races.
He's married?
Well, honey, would I be here if he wasn't married? Now, how do I get Western Union?
It's a dial phone.
Dial?
Yes. Oh, the operator?
I can't dial. I'm too... I've got to write this down. The message, I mean. Dear Shep, Sister and I in desperate situation.
I beg your pardon?
Sister and I in desperate situation. Would you be interested in... Would you be interested in... You never get anywhere with interviews. I've got to keep thinking. I've got to think of something. Now, don't laugh at me, Stella, but Now, I want you to look at the contents of my purse. 63 coins in coins of the realm. And that's all.
Blanche. How did you end up so low on funds?
Money goes. It just goes places. Sometimes today I've got to get all the washcloth.
Let me grab one for you.
No, not right now. I've got to keep thinking.
About what? Stella, I wish you'd just give it a break for a little bit. After a while, you'll see that everything's just fine. You saw Stanley at his worst last night.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best. What a man like that has to offer is animal force. And he gave a fine showing of it last night.
You'll see, we'll take care of you. Expenses, everything.
Stella, I am thinking of a plan to get us both out.
Why do you take it for granted that I'm in something that I want to get out of?
I take it for granted that you have sufficient memory of Belle Reed to find this place and these people impossible to live with.
You are taking entirely too much for granted.
I can't believe you're in earnest.
No?
I understand how it happened. A little. You saw him in a uniform. Not here, but somewhere else.
I can assure you, it wouldn't have mattered where I saw Stanley.
Do not tell me it was one of those electric things between people. If you tell me that, I will laugh in your face.
Well, then we'll just close the subject right here.
Fine, we will.
But you have to understand, there's something that goes on in the dark between a man and a woman that makes everything else seem unimportant.
What you are talking about is just brutal desire. Just desire. The name of that rattle-trap streetcar that bangs up and down a quarter.
Haven't you ever taken a ride on that streetcar?
Well, it's what brought me here. Where I'm not wanted and where I'm ashamed to be.
Don't you think your superior attitude is a little out of place?
I am not being or feeling at all superior, Stella. I'm not. This is the way I look at it. A man like that is someone to go out with. Once. Twice. 3 times if the devil's in you. But live with? Have a child by?
I told you I love him.
Well, then I tremble for you. I just tremble.
Well, keep on trembling if you want. There's nothing I can do to help you.
May I speak plainly?
As plainly as you wish.
He's common.
I suppose he is.
Suppose? How can you suppose that a gentleman isn't any part of his nature? Not one particle, no. If he were just ordinary, just simple, but kind. But no, there's something downright bestial about him. You hate me for saying this, aren't you?
Go on, say it all, Blanche.
Well, he's like an animal. He has an animal's habits. He talks like one, eats like one, moves like one. It's like there's something subhuman about him, something not quite at the stage of humanity yet. He has like one of those pictures I've seen in the anthropological magazines. Thousands of years have passed him by, and there he is, Stanley Kowalski, survivor of the Stone Age. Bearing the raw meat home from his kill in the jungle. And you here waiting for him. Maybe he'll strike you. Maybe he'll run and kiss you. As if kisses have even been invented yet. Night falls, the other apes gather, all grunting and swilling and gnawing like him. His poker party, you call it. This party of apes. Someone growls and a creature snatches at something and the fight is on. God, Stella, I mean, maybe we are a long way from being made in God's image. But we have made some progress since then. Some things like art and music and poetry have come into the world. And some tenderer feelings have begun to develop in people. Things that we have to cling to and hold as our flag. In this dark march towards whatever it is that we're headed to, don't hold back with the brutes.
Stella!
Yes, Stanley?
Oh, hi, Stella. Is Blanche here?
Yeah.
Hey, Blanche.
Looks like you got under the car.
Oh, those mechanics down there don't know the axle grease from their third base. Hey.
Hey, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at myself. Myself for being such a liar. I'm writing a letter to Chef. Dear Chefs, I am spending the summer on the wing making flying visits here and there. And who knows, perhaps I shall take it upon myself to swoop down on Dallas. Now, how do you feel about that? Forewarned is forewarned, as they say. What do you think?
It sounds great.
Many of my sister's friends go north for the summer, but some have stayed by near the Gulf. We have had a round of entertainments, including cocktails, luncheons, tea parties, and a variety of others.
I know about you and that blonde.
That's a goddamn lie!
You are pulling the wall over my eyes. I wouldn't mind if you said for a youth did your eyes, but you go up.
Sounds like Steve and Eunice are having a row.
I see you using around the balcony. I'm the call mascot.
Hey, don't you know that I need you!
Did he kill her?
No, she's coming downstairs.
I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police.
Get back here! Well, Eunice.
She and Steve had a row. Did she go get the police?
No, she's going to get a drink.
That's much more practical.
She in here? I went to the Four Deuces.
Oh, that rotten hunk!
I have got to write that down in my notebook. I'm making a little notebook of all the quaint expressions I pick up during my time here.
Well, you won't pick up nothing here you ain't heard before.
Can I count on that?
You can count on that up to 500.
That's a mighty high number. What sign were you born under?
What sign?
Astrological sign. I bet you were born under Aries. Aries people are forceful and dynamic. They love to bang things around. I bet you had a lot of banging around in the army, and now that you're here, you take it out on inanimate objects with such a fury.
Stanley was born just 5 minutes after Christmas.
Capricorn, the goat.
What sign are you born under, Blanche?
Well, my birthday's the 15th of September. That's under Virgo.
What's Virgo?
Well, Virgo is the virgin.
Well, that reminds me. Do you know somebody by the name of Shaw?
Everybody knows somebody named Shaw.
Well, this somebody named Shaw is under the impression he met you back in Laurel. Only I think he must have mixed you up, because the party he's speaking of he met at a hotel called the Flamingo.
He must be mixing me up because the Hotel Flamingo is not the place that I would dare to be seen in.
Oh, you know it?
Well, yes, I've seen it and smelled it.
Must have been pretty close if you could smell it.
The odor of cheap perfume is penetrating.
That stuff you wear is expensive.
It's nearly $12 an ounce, and I'm nearly out, so that's just a reminder in case you want to remember my birthday.
I figured he must have messed something up. He goes in and out of order all the time, so you can check his facts. I'm going to the Four Deuces.
Don't I get a right kiss?
Funny, his sister?
I don't love those girls. I love you. You know I love you.
You just forget to say anything. I don't give a damn about those girls.
I don't do that with those girls because I love you.
Stella, Blanche, I mean, are you all right?
Sorry,
Are you still fighting with Thunder?
Stella, what have you heard about me?
Nothing. Why?
There hasn't been any unkind gossip?
Not that I've heard.
There was an awful lot of talk in Laurel. I haven't been so well these last 2 years. Soft people have got to put on soft colors, the colors of a butterfly, and put a paper lantern over the light. But it's not enough to be soft. You've got to be soft and attractive, and I'm fading. Are you listening to me?
I never listen to you when you're being so morbid.
Did you get me your coat?
Of course.
Thank you. Is it just gonna be Coke?
Are you saying you want a shot in it?
Well, honey, a shot never did a Coke any harm. Careful how you pour, though. That stuff is over.
Blood gently.
I know. Gently.
Did it sting?
Not a bit.
Why did you shout like that, honey?
I don't know. I guess I'm just stressed about Mitch and I and our relations. He hasn't gotten anything more than a good night kiss, Stella. That's all I've given him. I want his respect, and men don't respect anything they get too easily. Then again, they can also lose interest. People say that they think that a woman over 30 should, I believe the vulgar expression is, put out. But I'm not putting out, Stella. Of course, he doesn't realize I haven't told him my real age.
Why are you so upset about your age, honey?
Because of all the hard knocks my vanity's been given. I just want to deceive him enough to make him want me.
Do you want him?
I want to rest. I want to breathe quietly again. Yes, I want Mitch. I want him very badly.
And it will happen, honey.
It will.
Hey, Steve! Hey! How you this?
Hi, honey.
Let's go, come on. Hey, Stella.
It will happen. And now, don't you have another drink?
Come on, lover boy, come on.
Get out of the way.
Get on.
Come here, you cutie patootie.
How you been?
Oh, me, oh, me, oh, me. Oh, come in.
Good evening, ma'am.
Well. What can I do for you?
I'm collecting for the Evening Star, ma'am.
I didn't know the Stars took up collections.
It's a newspaper, ma'am.
I know. I was joking, feebly. You want to have a drink?
No, ma'am, I'm not allowed to drink on the job.
Just a moment. Oh, no, I haven't got a dime. I'm not the lady of the house, you see. I'm one of those poor relations you've heard tell about.
That's right, ma'am. I'll just come by later.
Oh, hey, do you have the time?
It's 15 to 7, ma'am.
So late? Don't you just love those long nights in New Orleans when an hour isn't just an hour, but a little bit of eternity, and who knows what to do with it? Hey, you didn't get caught in the rain?
No, ma'am.
Stopped in a drugstore? Had a soda?
Yes, ma'am.
Chocolate?
No, ma'am. Sherry.
Cherry.
Sherry.
You're making my mouth water. Why don't you come in for a while, my young man? I just want to kiss you, just once, softly and sweetly. Now run along, run along. I'd like to keep you, but I have to be good and keep my hands off children. Present them. Ah, merci.
Well, it's getting pretty late now, and you're tired.
How will you get home?
I'll walk over to Bourbon and catch an owl car.
Is that streetcar named Desire still grinding along the tracks at this hour?
I'm afraid you haven't had much fun out this evening, Blanche.
I spoiled it for you.
No, you didn't. I just felt all the while that I wasn't giving you much entertainment.
I simply couldn't rise to the occasion, that was all. I've never tried so hard in my life to be gay and made such a dismal mess of it.
Why did you try so hard if you didn't feel like it, Blanche?
I was just following the law of nature.
Which law is that?
The one that says the lady must entertain the gentleman or no dice. Would you see if you can locate my key in this purse? When I'm tired, my fingers are all thumbs.
This it?
Oh, no, honey, that's the key to my trunk, which I must soon be packing.
You leaving pretty soon now?
I've outstayed my welcome.
This it?
Eureka! Would you go open the door? I just want to take one last look at the stars. I'm looking for Pleiades, the seven sisters. But those girls are not out tonight. Oh, yes, they are. There they are on a row coming back from their little bridge game. Oh, bless them. Did you get the door open? Mm-hmm. Good boy. Well, I guess you'll be going now.
Can I kiss you goodnight?
Why do you always ask if you may?
I don't know whether you want me to or not.
Well, why should you be so doubtful?
That night, when we parked by the lake, and I kissed you.
Honey, it wasn't the kiss I objected to. I liked the kiss very much. It was that other familiarity that I felt myself obligated to discourage. I didn't resent it. Not a bit in the world. In fact, I'm flattered that you desired me. It's just, you know as well as I do that a single girl, a girl all alone in the world, has got to keep a firm hold of her emotions or she'll be lost.
Lost?
I guess you're used to girls that like to get lost. The kind that get lost immediately on the first date.
I like you to be exactly the way you are. Because in all my experience, I have never met another girl like you, Blanche. Are you laughing at me?
No, honey, I'm not laughing at you. Why don't you come in? Stanley and Stella are back there. We can have a nightcap. Let's keep the lights off, though, shall we? Why don't you head into the other room? It's more comfortable. And this crashing around is me looking for some new liquor.
You, want a drink?
No, honey. I want you to have a drink. You have been so anxious and solemn all evening, and well, so have I. We've both been anxious and solemn. So for these last few moments of our lives together, I want to create joie de vivre. I'm lighting a candle.
That's good.
Now we are going to be very bohemian. We're going to pretend that this is a little artist cafe in the left bank of Paris. Parlez-vous français? Do you understand French?
No, I don't speak French.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Non, je ne sais pas. Oh, quel dommage. I mean, it's a good thing I found some liquor. It's just enough for 2 shots without any dividends.
That's good.
Why don't you sit down and take off your coat and loosen your collar?
Oh, I'd better leave it on.
I want you to be comfortable.
No. I'm embarrassed the way I perspire. My shirt is sticking to me.
Well, perspiration is healthy. Why, if we didn't perspire, we would die in 5 minutes. Now, come on. What kind of material is this?
Oh, they call that stuff alpaca.
Alpaca?
It's very lightweight alpaca.
Lightweight alpaca.
I can't even wear a wash coat in the summer, or else I sweat right through it.
Oh,
A man with a heavy build has got to watch what he wears, otherwise he'll look too clumsy.
well, you're not too heavy.
You don't think I am?
Oh, you're not the delicate type. You have a massive bone structure and a very imposing physique.
Thank you. Last Christmas, I was given membership to the New Orleans Athletic Club.
Oh, good.
It was the finest present I ever was given. I work out there with the weights, and I swim to keep myself fit. When I first started there, I was soft in the belly. But now my stomach is so hard, a man can punch me there, and it don't even hurt me none. Go ahead. Punch me.
All right. Gracious.
Blanche, guess how much I weigh?
I'd say in the vicinity of 180 pounds.
Oh, no. Guess again.
Not that much?
No, more.
Well, you are a tall man, so you could hold a lot of weight without looking awkward.
I weigh 207 pounds, and I am 6 feet 1 1/2 inch tall in my bare feet. And that's what I weigh stripped.
Well, goodness me, that is awe-inspiring.
I'm afraid my weight isn't a very interesting subject. What's yours?
My weight?
Yes.
You guess.
Let me lift you.
Samson. All right, lift me.
Ooh, light as a feather.
Unhand me, sir.
Huh?
Now, Mitch, just because Stanley and Stella aren't here is no reason not to act like a gentleman.
Just give me a slap whenever I step out of bounds.
But that won't be necessary. Well, you are a natural gentleman, one of very few in the world. I don't want you to think that I'm being severe or old maid school teacherish. It's just that I guess I have old-fashioned ideals.
Where are Stanley and Stella?
They went out with Mr. and Mrs. Hubble upstairs.
Where did they go?
They went to the midnight preview at Low State.
We should all go out together sometime.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
Are you close with Stanley?
We were together in the 241st.
So I suppose he talks to you frankly.
Sure.
And has he said anything about me?
Not very much.
From the way you say that, I suspect he has.
No, he hasn't said much.
Well, what has he said? What would you say his attitude is toward me?
What makes you ask that?
Well,
Is he rude to you?
he's insufferably rude. He goes out of his way to insult me.
In what way, Blanche?
In every conceivable way.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Are you?
Well, I don't see how anybody can be rude to you.
It's really a pretty frightful situation. we just have these curtains between the rooms, and he stalks around in his underwear at night. I have to ask him to close the bathroom door. I mean, that sort of commonness isn't necessary. The first time I saw him, I thought to myself, that man is going to be my executioner unless I just...
Blanche,
Yes?
can I ask you a question?
Well, sure, honey.
How old are you?
Why do you want to know how old I am?
Well, I talked to my mother the other day, and she asked, how old is Blanche? So...
You talked to your mother about me?
Yes.
Why?
Because I told her how nice you were and how much I liked you.
Were you sincere about that?
You know I was.
Why did your mother want to know how old I am?
Mother is not well. She won't live long, maybe a couple months, and she worries because I'm not settled.
I'm sorry to hear that. You must love her very much. You'll be lonely when she passes on. I know what that's like.
To be lonely?
I loved someone once, and the person I loved, I lost.
Dead? A man?
He was a boy. Just a boy. When I was just a girl. When I was 16, I made my first discovery of love. All at once and much too completely. It was like someone had shined a blinding light on something that had always been half in shadow. That's how it struck the world for me. But I was unlucky. Deluded. This boy, he wasn't like other men. He was more sensitive and, I mean, still, he wasn't the least bit effeminate looking, but that thing was there. He came to me for help. But I didn't know that. I didn't know anything until after the wedding when he acted like I had failed him in some horrible way which he didn't dare speak of. He was slipping in the quicksands. But I wasn't holding him out. I was slipping in with him. And then I found out, in the worst possible way, by walking into a room which I thought was empty, but which wasn't empty, but had two people in it. My young husband and another man who had been his friend for years. We acted like nothing had happened and drove down to Moonlight Casino, and there we danced the Basubiana. But in the middle of the dance, my young husband ran out, and a few moments later, a shot! I ran out. All did. All ran to see what could happen, but I couldn't see but for the crowd. And then someone grabbed me and said, "Wait, don't go, you don't want to see." Well, see? See what? And other voices calling out, "Alan! Alan, the gray boy!" My young husband had taken a revolver to his mouth and blown out the back of his head. It was because on the dance floor, unable to stop myself, I said to him, "I know, I saw, you disgust me." And from that moment on, the searchlight that had been turned on the world was turned on. And there's never been another light brighter. Brighter than that picture here.
Blanche. You need somebody. And I need somebody too. Can it be me and you, Blanche?
Sometimes there's God. So quickly.
Stella?
Yes, Stanley?
What's all this stuff for?
Oh, honey, it's Blanche's birthday.
She here?
In the bathroom.
Washing out some things?
I reckon so.
Don't clean a hot tub. Temperature 100, or she soaks in a hot tub.
She says it cools her off for the evening.
And you can go and get her cokes, I suppose, and serve them to her while she's in the tub.
Stanley, I got things to do.
No, listen. Sit down. I've got the dope on your big sister.
What do you think you've heard about my sister?
That girl calls me common.
Well, lately you've been doing everything you can to rub her the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know that Blanche grew up, and I grew up under different circumstances.
Yeah, so I've been told and told and told. Well, she's feeding us a pack of lies in there.
Stanley, I don't...
She has, and the cat's out of the bag, and I found out some things.
What things?
Things I suspected, but now that I know from the most reliable sources, which I have checked on.
Hello, Stanley.
Some canary bird, huh?
What is it that you've heard?
A driver down at the plant been going through Laurel for years now. He knows all about it. Everybody in the whole town of Laurel knows all about it. She's as famous in Laurel as the President of the United States, though she isn't respected by any party. Mitch, supply man stopped at a hotel called the Flamingo.
What about the Flamingo?
Your sister stayed there too.
My sister stayed at Belle Reed.
No. After the home place had won through her really white fingers, she moved into the Flamingo, a second-class hotel with the advantage of not interfering with the private lives of those who lived there. The Flamingo is used for all sorts of goings-on. But even the management of the Flamingo was impressed by Dame Blanche. In fact, they were so impressed, they requested her turn in her room key for permanently. This happened a few days before she showed up here.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
Stella, I see how you'd be upset by this, but you pulled the wool over your eyes as much as Mitch's. I checked in every single store. The trouble with her is she couldn't keep her acting anymore tomorrow. They got wise up after 2 or 3 dates, and she moved on to another one, the same old line, the same old act, the same old hooey. After a while, she wasn't regarded as just different, but the town character. Downright loco, nuts. That's why she's here. She's been watching like a poison for the last couple months. She apparently told by the mayor to get out of town.
Stanley.
Stella?
Yes, Blanche?
Stella, would you mind giving me a towel? I just washed my hair.
Of course, Blanche.
Is something wrong?
Nothing, miss. Why?
You have a strange expression on your face.
I'm just tired, that's all.
How about once I finish up, you go on in and have yourself a hot bath?
How soon is that going to be, Blanche?
Not so terribly long, just possess your soul and some patience.
It's not my soul I'm worried about, it's my kidneys. Lie number 2. All this squeamishness she puts on. Not to mention, she didn't resign early because of her nerves. No, sirree, Bob, she didn't. She was kicked out before the spring tournament, and I hate to tell you the reason why. A 17-year-old boy she got mixed up with. And when the boy's father heard about it,
Stanley, stop. This is making me sick.
when the boy's father heard about it, he called the superintendent. I would love to have been in that office when she was called in there. I would love to have watched her try to squirm out of that one, but she couldn't. He had a hook good and proud. By the time he knew, the jig was up. Felt she better run some fresh territory.
Stanley, I don't know.
In fact, the town ordinance passed against her, Stella. But she's not saying that to Tuesday, you know that, don't you? Just to make sure I got a little gift. A ticket back to Laurel on the Greyhound Tuesday.
She won't go on a bus.
Oh, she'll take a bus and she's gonna like it.
No, she won't.
She'll go, P.S. period. She'll go Tuesday.
And what will she do? She doesn't have a job.
Her future's all mapped out for her.
Excuse me?
Blanche! Oh, Blanche, can I please get in my bathroom?
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. Just wait 1 minute while I drive.
I waited an hour, a whole second on the pass in a hurry.
Stanley!
Like I said, future's all mapped out for us, Stella.
I think your supply man was rude and awful to say those things about her. I mean, some of it might be true. Blanche has always been a little flighty.
Yeah, flighty.
Well, when she was young, very young, she married a young, beautiful boy who wrote poetry. And I think she more than loved him. I think she worshipped the ground he walked on, thought him too good to be human. But then she found out
Found out what?
that that young, beautiful boy who wrote poetry was a degenerate. Did she tell you that information? Or your supply man tell you that information?
No. What we discussed was recent history. Must have been a pretty long time ago.
Yes, it was.
How many candles you putting in that cake?
I'll stop at 25.
Is, company expected?
We invited Mitch over.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't expect Mitch to be coming over tonight.
Why?
Stella. Mitch is my best friend. We've been together for years. We in the same outfit together as 241st Engineers. We on the same plan. We're in the same bowling team.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, you're damn right I told him.
Stanley, is he through with her?
Wouldn't you be?
I said, is he through with her?
Not through with it, just wised up.
Stanley, Blanche thought that he was gonna marry her, and I did too.
Not gonna marry her anymore. You wouldn't jump into a tank at the school of sharks. Hey, Toots! Canary bird, can I please get in my bathroom?
Oh, I feel so good after my bath.
Do you?
Yeah, there's nothing like a hot bath and a cold drink to make you feel like a brand new human being. Did something happen in here?
No, nothing happened.
Well, you're lying. Something has. Stanley, tell us a story. Something that'll lift our spirits. We've been so somber lately, and I don't know why. Is it because my folks stood me up? I just don't know how to handle it. In all my experience with men, and well, I've had a great deal of experience of all types. I've never been stood up before. I just don't know how to take it. Tell us a story. Something that'll make us laugh.
I didn't think you liked my story, Blanche.
Well, I like them when they are amusing, but not indecent.
I don't know any refined enough for your taste.
Blanche, why don't you tell us a story? You always knew such good stories.
All right. Let me run through my repertoire. I know. Do you all like parrot stories? I just love parrot stories. Let me tell you the one about the old maid and the parrot. Now, and there was this old maid, and she had a parrot that knew more vulgar words and cursed a blue streak worse than Mr. Kowalski. Well, anyway, the only way to quiet the parrot down was if the old maid put a blanket over his cage, letting him know it was nighttime and he should go to sleep. So one morning, just as the old maid had uncovered the cage, letting the parrot know it was the morning, who should she see coming up the front steps but the preacher? Oh, must have been upstairs. Anyway, the old maid covered up the parrot's cage and let the preacher in. And so they sat down, and just as she was asking the preacher how much sugar he wanted in his coffee, the parrot broke the silence with, "Well, goddamn, but that was a short day!" Apparently, Mr. Kowalski was not amused.
Mr. Kowalski is too busy making a pig of himself. Your hands and face are disgustingly greasy. Go wash up and then help me clear the table.
That's how I'm going to clear the table. Don't you ever talk that way to me again. Pig, Polak, disgusting, dirty, greasy. Them kind of words been on you and your sister's lips too much around here lately. Don't you forget what Huey Long said. Every man is a king, I'm the king around here, don't you forget it. My place is all clear. Did you clear yours now? Thanks, sir.
What happened while I was in the bathroom?
Nothing happened, honey.
I think you're lying. I think he said something to you, and I think you know why Mitch didn't come tonight. If you're not going to tell me, then I'm going to call him.
Please don't.
I intend to get the truth from somebody.
I wish you wouldn't. Are you happy now? I have never had so much trouble swallowing food in my whole life looking at that poor girl's face in the empty chair.
Hello? Operator? I'd like to speak with Mr. Mitchell, please. Well, could you take down my number? Magnolia 9047. Yes. And tell him it's important. Yes, very important.
Stella, it's going to be all right after she leaves. Back the way it was. Back the way it was, don't you, honey? Oh, come on. Those nights we used to have. You get the colored lights going and no one's sister behind the curtain to hear us.
Blanche, why don't you come on in?
Oh, what pretty candles.
If I had a match, I'd light them.
Well, you shouldn't light them. You should save them for baby's birthdays. I hope the candles glow in his life, and I hope he has a face like candles, like two big blue candles on a white cake.
What poetry!
I shouldn't have called him.
Anything could have happened.
I deserve more respect than that, Stella. I shouldn't be treated like that.
Hey, Blanche, it's hot in there with the steam from the bathroom.
Well, I told you I was sorry 3 times. I take hot baths for my nerves. Hydrotherapy, they call it. You healthy Polak without a nerve in your body. You have no idea what anxiety.
I am not a Polak! People from Poland are Poles, Blanche, not Polacks. But what I am is 100% American, born and raised in the greatest country on earth and proud of it. And another thing.
Oh, that's for me.
Sit down, I ain't so sure. Hello? Hey, Mac, what's up?
Just take your hands off me, Stella. Why do you always look at me with
Would you quiet down in there? Got a noisy woman in the place, Mac. Go ahead. Riley's? No, we're not bowling at Riley's this week. 'Cause I had some trouble with Riley last week, that's why. Listen, who's the team captain here? That's right. All right, fine, we're not bowling at Riley's. We're bowling at the West Side. Yeah, the gala. All right, see you, Mac. Oh, Sister Blanche. Don't think I forgot your birthday.
I wasn't expecting any present.
Got you a little birthday remembrance here for you. Now close your eyes. Open them up.
Why, it's
It's a ticket to back to Laurel on the Greyhound Tuesday.
Did you have to be so cruel to her?
The delicate pace she is still.
You didn't know Blanche when she was younger. You didn't know her before she changed, before people like you abused her.
Don't forget all that I took off her.
Where do you think you're going?
Where does it look like I'm going?
You're not going anywhere.
When we first met, baby, you thought I was common. How right you were. It was common as dirt. You showed me that picture, the place with the columns, and I took you off those columns. Know how you liked it. And wasn't we just fine till someone's sister showed up here? Wasn't we just perfect till she showed up here? All hoity-toity, calling me an ape all the time. Stella. You alright, baby? Did I hurt you?
Just take me to the hospital.
Who is it?
Me, Mitch.
Mitch? Oh, just a minute. Mitch, I shouldn't even be letting you in after your treatment last night, but hello, beautiful. My, what a cold shoulder. And what uncouth apparel. What, you haven't even shaven. It's all right. I forgive you. Because I'm just so happy to see you. You stopped that polka tune that was playing in my head. Have you ever had anything caught in your head? Of course you not, you dumb angel. Of course you'd never have anything awful caught in your head.
Do we have to have that fan on?
No!
I don't like fans.
Well, turn it off then, honey. I'm not partial to that. I'm not sure what we had to drink. I haven't investigated.
I don't want none of Stan's liquor.
It's not all Stan, sweetie. Some things in this house belong to me. How's your mother? Isn't your mother well?
Why?
Just seems like something's the matter. So I won't cross-examine the witness. I'll just pretend that there's nothing wrong. That music again.
What music?
The song that they were playing when Alan... There. The shop. It always stops after that.
Are you boxed out of your mind?
I'm sorry for not being properly dressed. I practically given up on you. I mean, had you forgotten your invitation at supper?
I wasn't going to see you anymore, Blanche.
Hold on, I can't hear you. You say so little that when you say something, I don't want to miss a single syllable of it. We've been so busy lately with everything that's going on, I am boxed out of my mind. Now, here's something to comfort. I wonder what that is.
If you don't know, it must belong to Stan.
Would you take your foot off the bed? I just put a clean cover on it. Done a lot with this place since I've been here.
I bet you have.
Well, you saw it before. I mean, it's practically dainty now.
Aren't you leaving pretty soon now?
I wonder if this ought to be mixed with something. It's sweet. It's terribly sweet. It's a liqueur, I believe. Yes, that's it. It's a liqueur. I don't think you'll like it, but try it. Maybe you will.
I already said I don't want none of Stan's liquor. And I mean it. And you ought to lay off this liquor, too. He says you've been lapping it up all summer like a wildcat.
Well, that is a fantastic statement. Fantastic of him to say it, and fantastic of you to repeat it. Why, I wouldn't even lower myself to such standards to answer it even. What is on your mind? I see something in your eyes.
It's dark in here.
I like it dark. The dark is comforting to me.
I don't think I've ever seen you in the light, and that's a fact.
Is it?
You never want to go out in the afternoon.
Mitch, you work at the plants in the afternoon.
Not Sunday afternoon. And then you want to go out till after 6. And it's always some places not lighting much.
There's some point to all this, I'm sure, but I failed to catch it.
What it means, I've never really had a good look at you, Blanche. Let's turn on a light in here.
What light? What for?
This one. The one with the paper thing on it.
What did you do that for?
So I can take a good look at you. Good and plain.
Well, surely you don't mean to be insulting.
No, just realistic.
I don't want realism. I want magic.
Magic?
Yes, magic. I don't always tell the truth, but I tell what ought to be the truth, and if that's so wrong, then let me be damned for it, but just don't turn on the light.
I don't mind you being older than what I thought you was, but Christ! All this stuff about your ideas being so old-fashioned and all this malarkey been dishing out all summer. Oh, I knew you weren't 16 anymore, but I was fool enough to believe you were straight.
Who told you I wasn't straight? My loving brother-in-law? And you believed him?
Oh no, I called him a liar at first, but then I checked on the sources. I talked to our supply man who travels through Laurel, and I reached out to this long-distant merchant.
And who is this merchant?
Kieferberg.
The merchant Keeper of Laurel. Yes, I know the man. He whistled at me, and I put him in his place, so now for revenge he makes up stories about me.
3 people. Kieferberg, Stanley, Shaw.
We met in a tub.
Didn't you stay at a place called the Flamingo?
No! Tarantula was the name of it. I stayed at a hotel called the Tarantula Arms.
Tarantula Arms.
Yes, like a big spider. That's where I brought my victims. Yes, I had many intimacies with strangers. Intimacies with strangers was all I had left. I think it was panic. Just panic that drove me from one to another, searching for some protection in the most unlikely places. Even at last in a 17-year-old boy. But someone wrote the superintendent. They said, "This woman is morally unfit for her position." Unfit? Yes, somehow I suppose. So I came here. There was nowhere else I could go. I was played out. Do you know what played out means? It means that all my youth had gone up the water spout. And then I met you. I thought that you were different, that you were a cleft in the world that I could hide in. And you said to me that you needed somebody, and I need somebody too. I thank God for you. I guess I was hoping for too much. 'Cause Stanley, Keeper, and Shaw tied a tin can to the tail of my kite string.
You lied to me, Blanche.
Don't say I lied to you.
All lies, inside and out.
Never inside. I was as honest as God in my heart.
Flores.
Someone at the door.
Flores. The flores para los muertos.
Not now. Not now.
Flores.
I grew up in a house where dying old women remembered their dead men.
Flores para los muertos.
Regrets, recriminations.
Coronas.
If you'd have done this, it wouldn't have cost me that.
Coronas para los muertos.
Legacies and other things like blood-stained pillow slips.
Flores.
Her linen needs changing.
Flores para los muertos.
Well, yes, Mother, but couldn't we get a colored girl to do it?
Coronas.
But no, we couldn't. Everything gone, but
Flores.
death.
Flores para los muertos.
I would stand here and she would stand there.
Coronas.
Death was as close as you were.
Coronas para los muertos.
We pretended like we'd never heard of it.
Flores.
Death.
Flores para los muertos.
The opposite is desire.
Flores.
So do you want to How could you possibly wonder? Not far from Belle Reeve, before we lost Belle Reeve, there was a camp where they trained young soldiers. And sometimes at night they would come by and call up to me, Blanche! Oh, Blanche! The deaf old lady upstairs suspected nothing, but sometimes I would come down and answer their calls. And then next morning, the paddy wagon would come by and pick them up like daisies. The long way home. What do you want?
What I've been missing all summer.
Then marry me! Marry me, Mitch!
No. You're not clean enough to bring home to mother.
Oh. Then get out. Get out of here before I start screaming fire! Get out! Fire! 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 Just make sure that you're down in the deep end, or else you won't come up till tomorrow. Oh my goodness, they're playing Goodnight Ladies. Oh, and may I rest my weary head on your shoulder? It's so comforting.
Hi, Blanche.
How's Stella?
She's doing okay.
And the baby?
Well, the doctor said the baby won't come till tomorrow, so he told me to go home and get a little shut-eye.
Does that mean we are to be alone here?
Yep, just you and me, Blanche. So what you got all the fine feathers for?
Oh, that's right. You left before the wire came.
You got a wire?
Yes, from an old beau of mine.
Anything good?
I think so. An invitation.
Oh, where to?
To a cruise on the Caribbean on a yacht.
Well, you don't say.
I've never been so surprised in my life.
I guess not.
It came like a bolt from the blue.
Who'd you say it was from again?
An old admirer of mine.
Oh, well, that one who got you all those fine fox pieces.
Mr. Shep Hutley. I wore his ATO pin in my senior year in college. I haven't seen him since last Christmas when I ran into him in Miami, and then out of nowhere comes this invitation. The problem is clothes. Why, I tore up in my trunk trying to find something suitable for the tropics.
And the same one who gave you that gorgeous diamond tiara?
It's only rhinestones.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was Tiffany's diamonds.
Well, anyway, I shall be entertained in style.
Just goes to show you never know what's coming.
Just when I thought my luck had run out.
In the picture pops this Miami millionaire.
Oh, this man is not from Miami. This man is from Dallas.
This man is from Dallas.
Yes, Dallas, where gold spouts from the ground.
Oh, this long as he's from somewhere.
You should close the curtains before you undress any further.
That's all I'm going to undress for now. Hey, say, you got a bottle opener anywhere? I used to have a cousin. All he could ever do was open a bottle with his teeth. It was his only accomplishment his entire life. And then once at a party, he broke off his front tooth. After that, he had to sneak out the back door whenever company came over. Rain from heaven. What do you say, Blanche? Shall we bury the hatchet and make it a loving cup?
No.
Well, get off it, Blanche. Ooh. That reminds me.
What are you doing in here?
I only take these out on a special occasion. The silk pajamas I wore on my wedding night.
Oh.
And when that doctor calls and said, I've got a son, I'm going to tear him around and wave him off like a flag. Guess we're both entitled to put on the dog. Me having my son and you having your Texas soil millionaire.
Well, when I think of what a wonderful thing it would be to have privacy again, I could weep with joy.
This man from Dallas isn't going to interfere with your privacy any?
It won't be the sort of thing you're thinking. This man is a gentleman, and what he wants is my companionship. Having great wealth sometimes makes people very bored, and a woman of intelligence and breeding, and I have those qualities, can enrich a man's life immeasurably. But physical beauty is fleeting, a transitory possession, but beauty of the mind and richness of the spirit, tenderness of the heart, and I have all those things. Don't fade with age, but grow. How strange that I should be thought of as a destitute woman when I have all these treasures locked up inside my heart. I think of myself as a very wealthy woman indeed. It's just I've been foolish and casting my pearls before.
Swine? Huh?
Yes, swine. And I'm not just talking about you, but of your friend, Mr. Mitchell. He came to see me tonight. He dared to come see me in his work clothes and repeat slander which he got from you. So I gave him his walking papers.
Did you now?
But then he came back. He came back holding roses and begging my forgiveness. Well, he implored my forgiveness. But some things are unforgivable. Deliberate cruelty is unforgivable, and it is the one unforgivable thing for which I have never been guilty of. So I said to him, I am sorry, but we are incompatible. Our backgrounds and our states of mind are just too different. We were foolish to think it would work, so I'm sorry, my friend, but let us part ways, and may there be no hard feelings.
Well, tell me, was that before or after the wire came from Dallas?
Well, put wire. That was before, as a matter of fact, the wire.
As a matter of fact, there wasn't no wire at all, was there?
Oh.
And Mitch didn't come here with no flowers. I know where he was. Doing a damn thing but lies and conceit and tricks. Look at you. These feathers. This worn-out Mardi Gras outfit you bought for 2 cents from some rag picker. What is this? This crazy crown? What kind of queen do you think you are? I've been arguing from the start. Never pulled the wool over this boy's eyes. No siree, bar. You come in here and you sprinkle the place with powder and perfume, and lo and behold, you are Blanche, Queen of the Nile, sitting on your throne, filling down my liquor. You know what I have to say to that, Blanche? Ha! Ha ha ha!
Operator, give me long distance, please. I'd like to speak with Mr. Shep Hudley. But he's so famous that he doesn't need an address. You can just ask anyone. But I don't have it right now. Operator, forget the long distance. Just get me Western Union. Western Union? Union! Just take down this message. In dire circumstances, caught in a trap. Caught in a trap.
Left the phone off the hook.
Let me get by you.
Go ahead, get by me.
You go over there.
You got plenty of room. Go ahead, get by me.
Not with you there. I'm gonna get on so bad.
You think I'm gonna interfere with you? Second thought, maybe you wouldn't be too bad to interfere with.
Stay back. You stay back or I will.
Or you'll what?
Something bad will happen. It will.
Whoa, what are you putting on now?
Somebody help! I'm in danger! I'm gonna smash you over the head!
I bet you would do that. All right, you want a little rough house? Let's have some rough house. Drop it! Drop it! We had this date since the beginning. Do it inside straight and ain't it, by God!
What did they say to Suerto?
Put it in English, grease girl.
I'm cursing your rotting luck.
You know what luck is? Luck is believing you're lucky. Take me at Salerno. I thought 2 out of 3 wouldn't come through, and I would, and I did. That's the rule in this life. If you want to get anywhere, you got to believe you're lucky.
You, brag, bull. Ah!
What the hell's the matter with him?
I always think men were callousing with no feelings, but this sure doesn't beat anything. Big pigs of yourselves.
What the hell's the matter with her? Come on, let's play cards.
Hi there, Eunice. How's my baby doing?
Sleeping like a little baby. I brought some grapes.
Is he crying for me? I just can't stand being away from him.
You better leave him there so you know what gets settled.
Yes.
Oh, where is she?
She's in the bathroom.
How is she?
She's okay. She didn't want anything to eat, but asked for a drink.
Oh, what did you tell her?
I told her we were setting up for her to go on vacation.
Stella,
Yes, Blanche?
if anyone calls for me, would you take down a message and tell them that I'll call them right back?
Yes, Blanche.
And would you look through my suitcase for the boucle and see if it's crushed? If it's not too crushed, I'll wear it today. And would you also look for the turquoise pin, the sequins, and the bunch of artificial violets? I'd like to wear those on the lapel of my jacket.
Of course, Blanche. She's got it all mixed up in her head with Chef Huntley. I'm not sure if I did the right thing.
Oh, what else could you do?
I don't know.
No matter what happens, honey, we've all got to keep on going. We've just got to keep on going.
Stella?
Yes, Blanche?
Is the coast clear?
Yes, Blanche.
Will you close the curtain?
Of course, honey.
Hey, Mitch.
I just washed my hair.
Such fine hair.
It's a problem. Didn't anyone call for me?
No, why?
Chef Huntley was strange.
Hey, Mitch. Come too.
Help me get dressed, you two.
Such a pretty purple jacket.
It's plum colored.
I'm colorblind as that. I understand you're going on a trip.
Yes, Blanche is going on vacation.
I'm green with envy.
Are those grapes washed?
Uh-huh.
Washed. Are they washed?
Well, I bought them from the French market.
Didn't mean that they'd be washed. And those cathedral bells are the only clean thing in this quarter. Are we going now?
Oh, just gonna get here before they arrive. Blanche, honey, why don't you wait?
I don't want to pass in front of those men.
No, why don't we wait until the game breaks up?
I smell the sea air. My element is the earth, but this should have been water. Water's the most blessedest thing on this earth. I'm going to spend the rest of my life at sea. And when I die, I shall die at sea. And you know what I shall die of? I shall die of eating an unwashed grape. I shall die with my hand in the hand of a nice-looking ship doctor with a blonde mustache and a big silver watch. And they'll say, poor thing, the quinage did her no good. Her soul has been transported to heaven by an unwashed grape. And then they'll tie me up in a white sack and throw me into the ocean, into water that's as blue as my first lover's eye.
Excuse me while I go see who's at the door.
Doctor?
Yes.
Doctor.
Someone's here for Blanche.
Oh, is it the gentleman I was expecting?
I think it is Blanche.
I'm not quite ready yet.
What do you need, Blanche?
Well, my silver toilet articles are still out.
All right. Oh, you better hurry. They're waiting in front of the house.
They? Who's they?
Oh, well, there's a lady with them.
Well, I wonder who this lady might be. How is she dressed?
Just a sort of a plain tailored outfit.
Possibly she's just...
Are you ready to go, Blanche?
Yes.
Just a second, Blanche. I got it.
Do we have to go through that room?
I'll go with you.
Please don't stand up. I'm only passing through. You are not the gentleman I was expecting. This man is not Shep Huntley's.
Hello, Blanche. What's the matter, Blanche? You forget something?
Yes, I forgot something.
What you forgot something?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know you. I don't know you, and I want to be left alone.
Now, Blanche.
Now, Blanche, all you left here was spilled talcum powder and feathers and perfume bottles and lantern. You want your lantern? Hey, doctor, how you get in there?
What have I done? What have I done to my sister? Oh, God, someone please help her.
Hush, honey. Don't have to say feeling thing. Don't look.
Somebody help her.
You goddamn rotten luck, you.
Jacket, doctor.
Only if necessary.
Please.
It's not necessary.
Ask her to let me go.
You can let her go.
Whoever you are, I
I've always depended on the kindness of strangers.